in search of workshop leads. June is the prep month, a library of recorded sessions that gets a whole cohort of first to vibe coders ready before the ship a thing this July. If you have built something worth teaching, you have a session to give. Visit ZABALGAMEZ.com, that's ZABAL Games.com, and sign up. What is the ZABAL Games? 3 months, June, July, August. June is prep with ZABAL teachers, vibe coding instructors run recorded sessions on tools, context, and the ecosystem. July is the open build-a-thon. Anyone with the vibe coding harness ships a build for the ZABAL ecosystem publicly. August is the finals, a cohort curated from July. Each builder paired with a ZABAL mentor for the main event, winner reveal.
Okay, what up, everybody? We are back for another ZABAL Games workshop. I have Matt Lee with me here today. How are we doing today, Matt?
I'm good.
It's good to have you in the building.
Yeah. The building is nice. I love the music. The intro music.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, we had Iman create a little short slogan so that we could also share that out in our point bounty, which we did for creating a clip. So yeah, it's really cool to see the interoperable ecosystem of Farcaster work to that. So I would love to talk a lot more about Farcaster and what you've done and created in the time that you've been here, starting to really cultivate the music community on Farcaster with Tortoise, and really giving the musicians a place to have something that they can build on top of, as well as creating a bunch of other things along the way. So I'd love for you to give a little intro about yourself, what brought you to Farcaster, also kind of through that crypto journey.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Matt Lee. Beginning of my crypto journey. Well, I would say I come from a music background originally. I have a degree in music industry studies, is what my undergraduate degree is originally in. And then I was a sound engineer after that for a couple of years. I was like a live sound engineer. And then basically through live sound engineering, I got into software engineering because I wanted to, I basically started looking for something different because I realized the sound engineering path wasn't what I wanted to do long term. So started learning about tech, got into software engineering, and and then crypto, my interest in crypto really comes through music, is like really what got me very much into it. Because the thing about the music industry is that since things went digital, musicians don't make as much money from records anymore. And so it's just kind of like, this was like kind of a big theme of learning about the music industry, is like, basically we used to have this thing called the record industry. You would get like bands, your band would like get signed, and you would like make it, and then you go make a record. Like there was this whole thing, and then the internet came, and then that stopped being a thing. And so that's kind of something I'm obsessed with, because as a musician, I would really like that to be a thing again. And I learned about crypto, and like, I mean, I was aware, I had like some kind of interest in Bitcoin and stuff. But I learned about NFTs. I think it was a podcast with Vitalik, and it was like early 2021, actually like a little bit before the NFT thing kind of really blew up. And I learned about it in this podcast, and Vitalik said it's a way of owning digital media. And that's kind of the key problem that happened with music, is that music used to be something that you have to buy, that you wanted to own, and it stopped being something that was desirable to own when you no longer needed to own it to listen to it. So I heard this idea of owning digital media, which was something I had never heard of before, and I didn't know how it would work, but I knew there had to be something to do with that to uh, create a more vibrant music industry. There has to be something there, I figured. And that's kind of just been the whole journey since then, is just trying to figure out what that is.
I love that. I think there's so many fun places we could go into with that, and I like the fact that you're a musician but also a software engineer gives you a really unique perspective that I think a lot of musicians don't have in building software and product, where you get that opportunity to see that side of building an ecosystem that is successful, and how that isn't really a path that a musician can take right now, and seeing crypto as another avenue for that. I'm curious, when you entered the space, was it very easy to find different places and individuals that were doing those things, or did you find out very quickly that some of the rails that were there weren't kind of set up well for musicians to fully take advantage of what could be possible with blockchain? And that's kind of where you started building and iterating in blockchain, or when was the kind of ideation of Tortoise and or kind of coming over to Farcaster?
So so at the time there was a lot of a lot of music blockchain stuff going on. Um, but it was the thing, like NFTs at the time, there was so much just, and just the market in general, there was just such a crazy amount of speculation at that time that it was like, if you're not just like riding that wave of speculation, it just doesn't even, especially if you're a company that's like raised VC money and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it's a story we've seen with plenty of companies, but like, it was all about speculation. So it was like, which I don't like, I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's like, it kind of clouds your judgment and like your ability. Like when you have this like market that's just like wants to speculate on everything, it's hard to know what's valuable and what's not, because everybody's just giving. So that market was just kind of easy. Like it was just like, here's an NFT of a thing, and people are like, okay, here's 1 ETH for that. Like so yeah, it was just like a weird market at that time. Farcaster was really so I had an interest in decentralized social media very much because of this general vision of crypto. There's owning media files, but there's also owning, that I was discussing earlier, but there's also like owning everything, like just this idea of owning what you do on the internet. And I think things have maybe improved a little bit since then, since we have so much more crypto stuff and just awareness of decentralization. I don't know, maybe it hasn't changed, but at that time I was very, this was also like pandemic, like this was a weird time in the world. At that time I was kind of a little pessimistic about the future, especially came with technology, like because it just kind of seemed like Google and whoever like Meta owns everything, and like there's really not much you can do about it. And so this idea of like a decentralized social where you own your account and you own your social graph and you can move it around and you can build whatever you want on top of it, and you own the way you transact, and you're free to own the things you do. I was really obsessed with this idea, and there was a lot of people talking about it, but not a lot of, I didn't see it like existing, like the thing. And there was so much talk at that time. It was like Web3, free internet. And so I was really into this idea. I loved this idea, and I was spending so much time trying to actually find I was just going through a bunch of people talking about the thing. I was trying to find the thing.
The signal through the noise, right?
yeah, sure. And I found Lens, and it was terrible because like you had to do anything to like a post. I don't think it's like that anymore, but like to like a post,
you have to sign a transaction, right?
You had to sign a transaction to do anything. And I used that. I was like, what? Like,
this is not going to work. That's funny. Yeah.
I just have I have no words. I don't even know how you could build that and be like, yeah, this is a thing. People are going to do that. Yeah, but sign of the time. But anyway, I tried Lens, and then a few months later, I tried Farcaster, and I guess I had that like the comparison made it more so. But when I had Farcaster, I was like, oh, this is the Web3 thing. People were talking like that was the
Yeah.
first time I opened an app. I was like, oh, this is the Web3. This is the new internet thing. I was like, oh, I
Okay.
have an account. I have this graph. I have, it's we didn't have a wallet in the time, but everything was like, the vision was all there of like a fully internet where I own what I do.
I love that. I think that's a huge like realization along the way that there's not a lot of places. There's a lot of places that are talking about this thing, but maybe less places building the actual thing that people are talking about. Which is cool to see that you found that place, you found Farcaster, and you kind of got that opportunity to see it grow into where it is today, and then kind of make your piece of history along the way by building and manifesting different things and seeing. I'm curious, when you joined Farcaster, what kind of inspired you to start Tortoise? Was there any musicians over there? Was there any kind of music community? What was the starting point for that? Because did it start as a mini app? Is that when mini apps came around? Is that when you built it, or was it kind of in the works before that?
Well, Tortoise itself as being like Tortoise itself started as a mini app, but the idea was kind of brewing for a long time. Like when I first got into crypto, as I said, there was all this music blockchain stuff going on, and I was like quite inexperienced, didn't have any money or any like couldn't really see I was just looking at these companies. I was like, okay, they have similar vision, they have all this VC money, like they're gonna do the thing. This is great, they're doing it. And so I was like, so I didn't feel the need to start anything like Tortoise because other people were doing it, and I wanted to work for them, but I wasn't able to. They didn't really. I don't know. I was, like I said, I was at the very beginning of my career. Yeah, and then they kind of didn't like as the years went on, and like I used those platforms a little bit too. They're cool, and then like I'm talking about like Sound XYZ is the big one, and like there's also Cattle. There, all these like blockchain music stuff that used to happen, and like the years went on, and like it just kind of like I don't know. I don't really like. I don't know too much about like running like a VC funded company where you raise millions of dollars. Like Tortoise, I've never raised money for Tortoise. Like I've never had the kind of so like I don't really know much about that. But I was expecting like things to like if you raise like millions of dollars, like I expect like a lot of things to happen in like the
Yeah.
year. Like I would expect like lots of like trying different things with the product and like do like and I don't know, like all these projects that I was like really into, I was just like like they just weren't like they were continuing to like put out new music and like they were supporting artists and it was great. Like, but they like there wasn't like I just don't understand what was being done with all that money. Like I just don't really get
I get
it.
that too. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's like, how do you have that much money and where is the money going, right? Other than overhead, right?
Yeah.
And if you just put all your money into overhead, what is the product that you're building, right? And what are people doing? And like you said, the experimentation, I think, to be able to be lean and to be able to be agile, it's a lot easier for these smaller companies. So I'm very curious. Yeah, no, that's kind of a you started Tortoise, then just kind of seeing the space and being like, okay, there's a need for this thing, and even though I might not have the same financial resources that some of these VC funded companies have, I can at least build this thing and create it for individuals, a product that people can use, right? And how was that journey of creating that on Farcaster?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a little bit It was created for myself, really. Like,
Okay.
because like I just want to I like I just want to make music. Like all I want to I don't really want to build
Yeah.
stuff. I really just want to be a musician. And so like that's really kind of behind everything I do. And so like I just didn't it what really happened, like it was kind of separate, was what I built the initial build for Tortoise. It was because mini apps came out and I thought it was a great uh UI. Like I thought it was a great form factor for music.
Mhm.
I just like immediately saw that because like I've always like sharing music on social media has always been difficult because you have to basically the best way to do it is make a video. And it's kind of annoying to have to make a video just to share your song in a post. And this was like a you open up like this was like you listen to music, you can like minimize. Well, you couldn't minimize it at first, but I was behind. I was like the main pushing factor in getting them to add that feature. But yeah, so eventually you can minimize it. Like it's like the perfect way to share your music on the internet is a mini app. Like it's literally perfect because it's like it's in a feed that you already are using, and it's like the most seamless way to like, oh, check out my friend's song, because like you're already on the app, you just play the song, you minimize it, you keep doing what you were already doing. So yeah, I built this thing called InFeed, which it was just that. It was just there was no blockchain element, and it was just like share your song in a mini app.
Okay.
And that was kind of the initial thing, and people were using it, and yeah, and so that was probably like December of 2024, and then like early 2025, Farcaster was getting like it was growing at that time. They were really leaning into mini apps, and I was like, okay, I have like a really good opportunity to be like the music mini app at this time. Nobody else is going to do it. Like I said, these other platforms aren't doing anything, so they're not going to build it. And so, yeah, so I built it over the next like few months. Yeah, and it was really it was like very like it was very like it was very much like I like very much focused for like 2 months, and then the payoff was really awesome. Like it was a really
That's
fun
cool.
like
Yeah.
building process, because like it was a very at the beginning, like it was a very kind of intimidating thing to build that was
Mhm.
kind of difficult. So and then I launched it and it worked and it went well, so that was cool.
That's really cool. I love that. Very succinct, right? That's I think the best use cases are things that you build for yourself that you see are problems that you can just solve for yourself and make your life easier. And then when you start talking about that with other folks, especially on a platform like Farcaster, where you can kind of have a conversation about what you're building and what you're thinking, you have other people being like, "Hey, I would love that same solution," right? And that can kind of grow and build into something really cool where most people wouldn't necessarily make a product in that, but because it solves a solution, it just naturally kind of one person creating something inspires more people to build on top of it and then create a community like you kind of have with Tortoise now. When I joined Farcaster, that was the first music community that I got a chance to see and be inspired by and meet a bunch of musicians through and collect music through. I actually always used your mini app as my like pitch for using Farcaster. Why I like Farcaster was with 4 button clicks, you could see a song from anyone posting, click into it, press collect with the second button click. The third button click would confirm it, right? And then the fourth button click would share it back to your feed for all of your followers as well. And with 4 button clicks, you could not only collect a piece of music, but also share it back out to your feed and create this potential virality loop of like actual people using and trying something, right? And I think that can be really cool on a social platform where people have different amounts of followings, right? So it gets to 1 or 2 people of the right people, and it can really get shared out throughout the platform. So I thought that was always one of the coolest things about Farcaster. So you did make that UX super seamless. And I wanted to say, shout out to you, and I appreciate you putting all that effort in. what inspired you to then make it an NFT from that? So you that was the process of building it for 2 months, was the adding the NFT portion and then the rest of the Tortoise build, or am I mishearing that?
It was adding the NFT, all the smart contract stuff. It was making the upload process better because the upload wasn't a separate web app before. Now it's in the mini app. It was adding all. It was doing like this branding stuff and just like making it a real product. Yeah, that's like
From an idea. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Because you made this MVP essentially just naturally through yourself. And then you're like, okay, now we'll lock in, iterate on it and showcase it. And it's cool to hear that, you were able to showcase it and it worked for it. And people were trying it because not everyone gets that same opportunity. So cool that people tried it, liked it. Like I said, I think the flow is super seamless. And then you went on to use that experience to build a bunch more things. Would love to, if you want to share your screen and tap into some of the other things you've created or built or anything there, or if you want to just share some of the things that you think are tools that you've built now that other builders can use and leverage to make their lives easier.
Okay. Tools I've used. Yeah. Go ahead and share my screen. All right. Okay, well, we can start here. We'll just stay on Tortoise for a moment before moving on to other stuff. Well, so yeah, just Tortoise social music platform. Yeah, I don't know. We already just talked about this, but what I can talk.
This is great. The branding is there if anyone wants to check out more as well, right? You can check out everything. What's the website for that?
Yeah, it's hello.tortoise.studio.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so tortoise.studio is the app, and that looks like this. Also, Forecaster mini app. But if you want to integrate, if you go to tortoise.studio/docs, you have a whole API here.
Wow.
And you can just give this API you can just copy. You can copy it. You can point your agent to the website or whatever you want to do, and just say like, you can stream songs from Tortoise. You can have people collect songs from Tortoise. You can get like data about users and artists and collections, any type of anything you want.
That's really cool. I didn't actually. I'm sure I realized at some point, but now that you're showing me this specific page, I have a few different ideas for what we could build in this next month for a couple fun little things with Tortoise. Because I have built a light music player into a client that I'm trying to build, so this would be a great way to add the Tortoise collection into that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, I love that. I would. I always love to see Tortoise integrations, of course. Yeah, and then I guess besides Tortoise, a lot of time I'm spending building stuff is on like agents that do stuff. And these are all Hermes agents, which is like this open source agent framework. So this is TortOS. It's kind of the AI operator of Tortoise, and it just kind of is something that I use to help me both keep track of things happening on the platform, and to like do like social media and just kind of like lots of random stuff I'm experimenting with. Getting TortOS to help me with. Also does some development stuff, is hooked up to GitHub, watches all the repos, and gives like feedback on stuff, or like,
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think being able to have a functional AI agent that actually does help you with different things is super powerful. And you've definitely found a great way to make it an additional user, like an intern, right? And being able to leverage it in ways that then you can kind of focus in on other things and kind of continue building and growing and iterating on the agent as well, right? Which is really cool.
Yeah, yeah, and the important thing about these agents is like is the documentation. So before I made TortOS, I had this whole like I had been creating documents about Tortoise for a long time before making this is what the brand language is, and these are the colors, and blog posts about like strategy, and like I'd written so much about Tortoise, and just like
Mhm.
and I had such a history like posting, so like the agent is like was just immediately as soon as I made it just very like just very like tapped into like what the platform is, what the voice is,
Because the
and
documentation was so was so easy for it to read.
yes, and like and yeah, and just so people know, these are Hermes. It's like too much for me to get into, but basically it's like it had basically the important thing about these type of agents is they have networks of files that are like just their context. It's like their personality, and it's all this data. And an important part of that is these just text files. And so my agent has access to all these text files about Tortoise. And yeah, and here's an example of just probably my favorite thing that TortoS does, which is just will share music. Um, and it also it'll share the mini app, so you can just stream it right there. And I guess I should show the mini apps. I haven't done that. And it'll tag the artist. It also actually analyzes the song and tells you like the BPM and the key. Yeah, I'm always trying to get that a little better.
Very cool.
And then I have another agent called Free Turtle, and Free Turtle builds snaps, builds a snap every day. Working on getting this better. Uh, Agents still do not come up with the best ideas on their own without guiding them. So every once in a while, you get a little gem. But here's a little preview of what's to come. This is his first test mini app actually that he made.
Very cool.
So soon he'll be making mini apps. And the idea here is like basically having an agent that's using like feedback of social media to like become like good at building software. So like just it'll like it'll note what kind of engagement each post gets, and like use that to weigh into like what it builds in the future or what it continues working on. And the idea is to kind of like build like like an indie dev who it builds real products and makes just makes a full income on his own, and I can just never work again.
I love it. Great, great. It's a good plan for the future.
Yeah.
That's cool. And anyone on Farcaster can just tag Free Turtle and ask it to create something, and it'll come back and create a snap for them, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you just tag Free Turtle and say, build me, whatever. Tag.
There you go.
Yeah, it's all in this pin post right here. And then after you build it, you can comment, you can reply and tag Free Turtle and say, hey, like this thing isn't working right, or hey, change this. And you can just keep tagging in the replies, and Free Turtle will keep refining
That's
that
cool.
for you.
I love it.
And you can also request apps from replies too. So yeah, and I can show you kind of how I interface with my agents, which is Telegram.
Please do, yeah.
So yeah, this this is Free Turtle. And then, oh yeah, I was having some issues because I was trying to use I was experimenting with using Minimax like open source Chinese models instead of OpenAI.
The frontier models, yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of worked for a second, but then it just started going really off the rails.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Let's see what. I don't know if this is the chat where it was going crazy. Yeah, I was telling it to like because it accidentally posted too many things. So I was like delete the. It was like I don't know. It was just going crazy. I don't even.
Yeah.
It was like I was like okay, post this thing, and then it posted 5 other things at the same time, and it was like. But yeah, so long story short, I need to use the OpenAI models. Yeah, but so I'll have like a general chat, and I can just say, well, I need to move that thing. So I'd be like, hey, how is everything going? And yeah, so this is a Hermes agent again, and it is using Codex right now. I actually have a small Codex subscription, and then it overflows when that subscription runs out. It overflows to Minimax.
I see.
Yeah, so as long as we don't overflow, it stays smart.
Yeah, it's its own fun game of using different models for different things and understanding how to give the right memory and context to the model to the agent for the model that it's using as well, right? So
Yeah,
it's a fun game.
it's a very unsolved problem of like
Yeah.
like right now people are using a lot more tokens than they need to because like there's so many smaller things that can be just routed to smaller models that are not happening yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so doing pretty good. The Snap factory is building cleanly. So look at all our cron jobs, which are just things scheduled jobs. It has a Snap build every morning. Checks its engagement every morning. Used to do a second daily build, but I've paused that for just having one a day. Oh yeah, I used to post in the Only Bots channel, which was something I was trying to make happen, which a Farcaster channel with just bots talking to each other, but it didn't really take off, so I paused it. Yeah. Oh, and we have a blocker. Approved build queue is effectively empty. Oh yeah, so I have to approve the builds now because it was getting too bad.
So do you have a different group chat in Telegram for each agent?
Yeah, so I have Tortoise over here too. For instance, I can show you a sneak peek of something I'm working with. So this is. I also have channels within. So I have a group chat, yeah, and then I have channels for separate conversations.
Yeah.
So like this is like a song C. This is like a visualization I'm working on with the agent where generates a visualization for music on the platform.
Ooh, that's cool.
I don't know if you can hear it, but
I can't, but that's okay.
yeah, but so it's but it's just in test right now,
That's
so I'm just
awesome.
kind of working.
Yeah.
And I don't
Playing
like
with it.
yeah, and it's like I don't like it sets up like all the code like it, and it's also deploying these like they all have their own GitHub accounts, and they like are like hooked up with Vercel and everything. Like they just deploy it, so I can just work with these agents and like build stuff, and they just like they handle everything on their own. And like so so I'm just like kind of testing this with Tortoise right now, and it's generating one every once in a while and putting it in the chat, and then I'll give feedback, and basically going to just keep refining it that way for a little while before release it.
That's awesome. I love it, Matt.
Yeah, and then we have all these other chats about like social, and and it's so I can say like make a post, hello from ZABAL Games. And so usually it's making its own post on Forecaster, but
Yeah.
just to give a demonstration of like how everything's just kind of hooked up, and these I love having these type of agents. Like they're really fun. It's just kind of a way of just offloading things for me to think about. Like they kind of remember what's going on.
Lowering your cognitive load into different things and then coming back with like cleaner, more efficient pieces where like you can actually now use those things for something as opposed to like just like a raw idea.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Yeah, and it helps with like when you have all these different things going on as well.
Yeah,
just it really like increases the ceiling of how many things you can do. I feel like these agents are quite a bit slower than if like a ChatGPT or something. But it's just the kind of a different way of using it. Like you're not like doing it to get an answer back right away. You're doing it to like you're kind of working with it over time to.
What are you using to host your agents? Do you have your own server at your house? Do you use a VPS? What do you play around with right now?
So I mostly use I mostly use Oracle. So a lot of people don't know this, but you can have a free Oracle server that can run easily run 2 agents. Can probably do more.
Really?
For free. Like so, I have 2 agents. So both FreeTurtle and Tortoise are running on a free Oracle server. So I don't pay.
Well, I will look into that.
Yeah, I actually have on this. I actually in a GitHub repo. I think it's public. I have a guide for actually setting that up.
Amazing. Yes, we could definitely add it into the description. That'd be great.
Yeah, here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like the setup's kind of it's not fun, but it's worth it because you get a free.
Yeah, it's that effort. Here, I'll turn it off if you want to switch back. It's definitely a great opportunity to try it out, and it makes like that effort all worth it once like it's done, because you don't have to kind of spend time going back into it because you can interact with most of it through the Telegram.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's I mean, you can use things like there's like easier things there to set up, but then you'll have to pay like $5 a month or something.
Yeah.
So here's hello from ZABAL Games.
Let's go.
So I mean that's not the most exciting demonstration, but also like Tortoise, so I can be like how's the platform doing this week, right? Because Tortoise has access to the database, knows all the smart contracts, watching all the collections, just has access to all the key data that is anything that's safe to share with it. I do.
And what do you consider then that line of something that's safe to share versus not safe to share?
Well, you want things to be as shareable as possible. It's like for like you want to set things up to be safe to like Tortoise has kind of like a public ethos of like the songs are shared publicly, the collections are all public on a blockchain, so nothing's like set up in a way that's like meant to be private. So it works really well for that. Like most of it's just on a public blockchain anyway. But I mean, it's just like I mean, I guess I really don't have any data with Tortoise that's not safe to share, actually. Like I can't think of anything that comes to mind that I mean, so it knows not to like if I'm having like a strategic conversation or something, it knows not to just like start posting about it on podcast or whatever. stuff like that. I mean, something I've thought about a lot is setting it up like having private message so like people can just like have like actually DM Tortoise.
Mhm.
So and that introduces like making sure that stuff stays private. So, but that's not something I've done yet.
Very cool. And then you have this operator dashboard.
Yeah.
Up. It's
So
very
this is something I pretty much do with all my agents.
yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I have a dashboard for Free Turtle. I have something similar. I don't know. I can't remember what I've done with it, but I just tell them like, hey, like I want to keep a track of everything you're doing. Make a website for it, and
Mhm.
yeah. So and this is like so, kind of gives you a good overview of like. See, it needs to. It doesn't update perfectly. It says one, but
Yeah.
it'll update eventually. But it has all these different like like it gives like a log of activities. Well, I guess this is where it's Farcaster posts, and then So every week, Tortoise does a strategy briefing where it
Mhm.
just kind of it does research and also looks at everything that's going on with the platform, and kind of just like gives recommendations and yeah, and then we'll also kind of bring up things we've been discussing, um, and it'll log like things like decisions I made, it like keeps track
Yeah.
of those, and it does this all automatically, and like it's all like just slowly. Like the coolest things about this stuff is just it kind of slowly gets better. Like it's a very like kind of relaxed way, like long term building things. Like you just like know something's wrong, and then you're like you tell the agent like, hey, you didn't include this decision. Like include the system so that would like have caught this decision, or like
Yeah.
um hey, like include more types of activity. Like, how can we make this interest? Like, and you're just kind of just casually do that every once in a while, and over time things get better. And that's kind of how like building things with agents is best, in my opinion.
I love it. No, that's really cool because I've been trying to build my own dashboard, but have been having like my own challenges with like having the right stuff to include on it. So seeing some of those things that you're including as important things to see is also kind of giving me that, okay, like this is another thing that I can make visible through a dashboard that can be powerful, right?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I don't remember how to get to the Free Turtles dashboard. um, yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to show. Uh,
Perfect. Well, yeah, what were you gonna say?
well, I have bass tones too, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like showing a lot of stuff.
Well, maybe we can have you come back on at sometime in July. We could do a light little build for the ZABAL games during the open build submission phase, and maybe we can do something around that and some of the other things you've built through that. That could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, I
love
would
that.
love that. Do you want to share where people can find you and reach out to you if people are interested in chatting?
Yeah. So Matt Lee, Mattlee on Farcaster. You can find me on Twitter, MTP_LE. Um, yeah, but reach out to me on either of those platforms. So you can find me. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Matt. Thanks for the folks listening in.